All right, so here we are looking at reflections, like mirror image type things. And that idea with the reflection, like the layman's term, I guess you could say, is it's more like a flip. Not just a turn, not just a move, but you are literally taking something and flipping it over. So it's going to be facing an opposite direction. So when it says reflect triangle A about the y-axis, that means this y-axis down the middle here is like my mirror. And I want to take everything that's on one side and make it go exactly opposite, flip to the opposite on the other side. So let's look at this A right here. So if I were to kind of draw a line to that, it's going 1, 2, 3 units. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 units and flip it right across. Let's do a different color for each one. And then for this B, it's only 1 unit to the line, so it's going to flip across to 1 unit over here. And then C, we'll do that one, how about in blue, is here, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. There. Now I have my new triangle. I'll go ahead and put it together with some black lines here. So we got a straight line, straight line, straight line. Now you could probably kind of see how the reflection's in there, but it would be good practice to include what the new names would be. So we're going to be making A prime. This is triangle A, and this is triangle A prime. But it's going to have A prime, B prime. Ooh, that's not right. Take that back. B prime would be down here, reflected across from the B, and this would be C prime. There we go. So that does matter too, that you get the pieces matching appropriately. All right, so now we have this new one. It's saying, let's take that, let's keep going. But wait a second. It was asking us to flip it across, but it was also asking us to get the coordinates here. So let's say we're getting the coordinates of A prime, B prime, and C prime. All right, well, A prime itself would be, that's like the X is 3 and the Y is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'd be 3, 4. For the B prime, that's at 1, 2. And the C prime is all the way out at 5 and up to 3. So 5, 3. So 5 for the X, 3 for the Y. Remember, here's the X's, here's the Y's as far as how you're measuring it. All right, now A prime. It says go ahead and redraw that. So we need to go back and make those same 3 points and redraw them. So we have A here at 3, 4. There's my A prime. And B prime was at 1, 2. And C prime was over here. And another way you can always check yourself is kind of look at the movement between like A and C, and that should be the same here. All right, so go ahead and clean this up, make it a little triangle, straight lines all the way around. Excellent. Now, something new. Okay, so now we're doing something new. Let's do some new colors here. It's going to go across the x-axis. So that means this line is now our mirror. So when we start trying to go across it, we're going to be measuring down to that line. So if I start with, let's say, this B, that's 2 units there, so that's going to come across for 2 units, be right here. And if I were to do this A again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 units. I know because it's the value here was 4, so now it's going to go 4 units down. So it splits right in the middle. There we go. And let's do the last one. How about in, I don't know, how about this green here, kind of a forest green. That's 3 units down, so that's going to be 3 units down here. There's our C prime. And now we have our same 3 points, but reflected across. Now we're going to give these some new labels again. So we'll go back to our label making here, and this would be A double prime. and this would be B double prime and C double prime. So we're doing kind of a series of reflections here, but I think this next part is where it gets crazy interesting. We start looking at what stays the same and what changes. So when I look at B prime to B double prime, both of those have an x value of 1. Notice it. Well, let's do these kind of in their order. Let's start with A prime then, or A double prime. A double prime and A single prime both hit right here at x equals 3. So that's at 3 and that's at 3. So then, here we go. Let's see, this would be 3. That didn't change. That stayed the same. But the y value changed. And how did it change? Well, it was positive up here and it's negative down here, but it's the same distance. This side was 4 and this side was 4. So it went from positive 4 to negative 4. So when you go across the y-axis, you change that positive negative value there. And then if we look at the B double prime, let's see if that does the same thing. Okay, so the x is the same. So we're here at 1. But the y value, it was positive 2 before. Now it's negative 2 down here. So that kind of flipped the negative value again. And then we got C double prime. Let's see if we can predict what it is and then double check. So the x should stay the same and the y should be negative. Okay, now let's check it. So we got it, and so here it's positive 3, and then down here it's negative 3. Excellent, it worked. So that's kind of the interesting thing that you'll start to see with all of this, flipping across the axes. Certain things change. Now over here, if we were to compare this to A, B, and C, let's see what compares there. So A, B, and C. So A is at negative 3, 4. B was at negative 1, 2. And C was at negative 5, 3. Now if you start comparing these, look what changes. So this time when we went across the y-axis this way, the x values changed, positive, negative, but the y value stayed the same. So that's kind of interesting. It's like when you go across an axis, you have a change there in certain values. All right, so that's good to kind of get that going there. See if you guys can take it to the next step. We'll also have a key available for you guys to check your work.